Fourth episode begins with Bugal, one of the leaders of the New York groups, talking to a chained-up walker about his excitement to see the city lit up again. Negan, the Croat, and the Dama are there to make nice, so they can convince him to help fight New Babylon. Benjamin Pierce is with them too, having been brought along in the trunk. The Dama tells Negan not to mess things up today, while she hopes aloud that his family is still safe during their travels. Without being too explicit, she is threatening Negan into submission. Bugal meets the Dama's people in the museum he lives in, and she's brought some Walker-produced methane with her as a gift. Everyone's being way too nice as Bugal takes everyone on a tour. He tries to impress the Dama with his famous art collection, including a painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware. The Croat changes the subject, talking about Bugal's champion Walker fighter, who has won 26 fights in a row. He questions how this could be, which makes the Dama nervous, but Bugal invites the group to watch his fighter compete in person. Bugal and the Dama's people sit around a large table watching a Walker fight, but the Croat isn't pleased by what he sees. It doesn't help when Bugal also makes fun of his accent. Meanwhile, Benjamin Pierce does himself no favors when he suddenly remembers who the Dama is. She used to be a famous critic, but later attacked a writer who made a play mocking her. The Dama looks embarrassed, but Negan loves it. She changes the subject to Herschel and his drawings. The Dama knows it was he whom Negan was trying to save. Herschel tells Maggie and Pearlie Armstrong about seeing Negan in Central Park. That's bad for Pearlie, seeing as how he told everyone that he killed Negan. Herschel mentions the gun he found in Ginny's bag, too. New Babylon, still staying with Roxana's people, is ready to take a small group to look for the methane being held by the Dama. Narvaez isn't happy about it, but Pearlie is in charge now. Maggie, Herschel, and Pearlie head out for the museum. Maggie reminisces about a memory of Glenn, which only makes Herschel uncomfortable, as he says he doesn't see what was so great about the old world, which was full of fighting and killing. In a quiet moment, Maggie tells Pearlie that she knows she seems hard on the outside, but she's terrified all the time. Pearlie understands, and he wonders if they're trying to bring back a world that their children don't even want. Meanwhile, Narvaez has found Ginny's gun, and she questions why she's there. Ginny has no problem saying that she's there to kill the man who killed her father. The gun was stolen from Narvaez, who speaks about law and retribution before giving the weapon back to Ginny. She knows Negan is the man Ginny is looking for. Back at the museum, Bugal and the Dama have now come to an alliance, which is celebrated at a dinner. Bugal wants a small change, though, in the form of a second methane factory built in his museum. The Croat finally snaps, yelling that they hold all the cards, and again accuses him of having a Walker fighter who somehow cheats. Has it been injected with drugs of some sort? Bugal is offended, but Negan steps in. He proposes a Walker fight between Bugal's champion and one of their choosing. If Bugal wins, he gets his methane factory. If their Walker wins, he joins the alliance without any addendums. Bugal agrees. Maggie talks to Herschel on a rooftop about a memory of him chasing fireflies when he was little. He remembers it well because his mother was very sad and crying, and he wanted to cheer her up by catching a lightning bug. She apologizes to her son, but before she can say more, Pearlie catches a glimpse of Negan and others catching a Walker and taking it with them without killing it. The trio then finds a way to sneak into the museum, with the plan being to create a distraction to get Negan alone. Inside, Bugal and Negan get their Walker combatants ready, with Negan's being much smaller than the champion. As they're preparing, Bugal is alerted that his Washington painting is on fire. The Croat likes it, but with the smile on Negan's face, he seems to know they're not alone. He excuses himself and finds Maggie in another room. She tells him that she didn't come back for him. Pearlie is there too, wanting to know about the methane operation. Maggie asks to speak with Negan alone, telling him that she wants to get Herschel back home as soon as possible. Negan can't help her, though, because of his family's safety, but he does give her an address. He also warns Maggie that the Dama has got to Herschel somehow, and he can't be trusted. On cue, Herschel runs into the Dama, who is surprised but happy to see him. With the walker battle about to start, Negan pours oil on his to make it slippery, while Maggie hides behind a column. Wanting to create a diversion, Negan jumps into the cage, allowing Maggie to escape, but before she can, she's frozen by the sight of the Dama, who looks right at Maggie with no concern. As expected, Bruegel's walker wins the fight, and afterward, Negan whispers something to him that we can't hear. Bruegel, despite winning the bet, decides to show that he's trustworthy by joining the alliance with no strings attached. As this is happening, Maggie and Herschel make it back to the rooftop separately, but her son won't tell her what took so long for him to come back. The Dama is amazed by what Negan was able to accomplish. She asks Negan to ride back home in the car with her. The look on the Croat's face says that he isn't so happy that his spot is being threatened. Bruegel is back in his quarters talking to his walker champion, who is revealed to not be a walker at all. Instead, we meet a man who's eating a rat but isn't all there. His name is Tony, Bruegel's former bodyguard. With their secret now out, Bruegel has no use for him, so he slits Tony's throat. As he looks out at the New York skyline, he says, "I'm not out of moves just yet."